Alright guys, what's up? It's Clay here with the TutorialVault, and this is the monthly dual tutorial. So how this is going to work, I'm going to teach you some stuff, and then the video will switch over to Jeremy, and he'll teach you some more stuff. So this one's going to be about variables. So I'm going to teach you about global variables in GameMaker. So what you're going to need: 4 sprites, 1 for the player, 3 for these little color things, and 1 for a door. I'm just gonna teach you how to do something really simple. It makes it so that whenever you collect 3 things, a door appears and you're able to move to the next room. Now, while I'm setting this up, I'm going to teach you about global variables. So first things first, you're gonna want to make your player and just give him some moving. I put that in the step event. Keyword check. Press VK left. H speed. Blah 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 blah. That just makes him move. Alright. So next thing, you're going to make an object for each of these color things, and then you're just going to leave them blank for now. And then you're going to make an object called door controller. And then it has no sprite. Alright, the door object, it's just empty. You gotta give it the sprite of the door. Alright, so now in the player object, you're gonna give him a game start and then execute piece of code. And you're gonna put global.hasBlue equals 0, and then do that 3 times. It's gonna be 1, well, 3 or more depending on how many colors there are. 1 will be blue, red, and they will be blue, red, and green for me because that's the colors I have. Alright. Now in the blue object, in the step event, you can put execute code, and you put if global.hasBlue equals 1, bracket, instance destroy, parentheses, that means destroy it, and bracket, global.blue equals 0, just put some brackets. Alright, so now I guess would be a good time to explain to you a bit about global variables. Now, a variable is just something within the game that takes place. It's just like controls stuff in the game. Like global.hasBlue, it means do you have the blue one. The thing with variables is you can make your own, or you can use built-in ones like life and stuff. I think I think life's a built-in one. But anyway, so a global variable just means it takes place for everything. It has to do with every object in the game, not just a single object. If you wanted to deal with a single object, that is a local variable, and Jeremy will be teaching about that after this. So anyway, you do the same thing as the blue object. You do the same thing with the blue object as with the red and green. And then in the player, you make a collision with those 3. And then you put global.hasBlue equals 1 for the blue. Global.hasRed for the red, and .hasGreen for the green. Alright. So, in the create event, you just put that. You don't have to put that. Alright, so anyway. Now, in the door controller, in the step event, execute piece of code, if global.hasGreen equals 1, and global.hasBlue equals 1, and global.hasRed equals 1, make a start a bracket, instance create x, y, door, and then close the bracket. Now, what that says is if player has the blue, red, and green, because we made that variable, then it just makes the door appear where it is. Alright, so now you put collision with the door, room, go to next. That just makes them go to the next room. Now you're going to need 2 rooms, and then in it, you just put the player, their blue, red, and green, and then you put the door controller in the room right here, because that's where I want my door to be. And that's it. So I'm just going to show you what happens real quick. So as you can see, when you start the game, the door's not here. But when you touch these, they disappear, and once you've had all three, the door appears and you can go to the next room. Alright, so that's it for me, and that's all for global variables. So now I'm going to hand it over to Jeremy to teach you about local variables.
Thanks, Clay. Clay talked about global variables and how they apply to everything. Like if an enemy's health is global.life, and when you hit that enemy, it takes off 15 from global.life. It'll take life off every single enemy, and they'll all die at the same time. Now, local variables are different. You could have the same variable. Instead of global.life, it's just life. And it'll be for each of the enemy. When you hit that enemy, it'll only take health off that one enemy, even if they're all the same object. I'll show you an example here. Just make a sprite for the enemy. Make an object. In the create event. Now, I can't put this in the create event of another object, or I can't put it in the room creation code or anything. It has to be in the create event of the object that it applies to. So it's the health of the enemy. So it's going to go in the enemy object. Don't use health because that's a built-in variable. I'm just going to use life. Life equals 100. Put a little semicolon just to say that each enemy I place in the room is going to start off with a life of 100. Mouse left pressed. When I click on it, it's going to go life minus equals 50. Put a semicolon. So it's just going to take half of its health away every time I click on it. And like I said, if these were all global variables and I clicked it, it would take half of the health off of every single enemy in the room. And now in the step event, I'm just going to put this. If, now put this in parentheses or else it's probably not going to work. If life is smaller than 0 or smaller than 1, opening bracket, instance is right, just going to destroy itself. And now I only have one object made. Put them all in the room. Now I click on one once, it takes half its health away. Click on it a second time, it destroys itself. Click on them twice, and they get destroyed. Hope it helps. See ya.